I hope you guys are prepared for a bit. I really am. It's July 5th.
Remember sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Keep going, guys. I'm gonna. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Wayward 7. I'm pretty sure last year we did something about the president, but we just are solemnly singing before we start the episode, I guess. I'll turn it on to everybody so you can see that this is a group effort. Yeah, so I want to say thank you for coming, Forever DM as always. Will, and happy 4th if you guys are celebrating it. 4th.
All those who celebrate.
All those who celebrate. It's the 5th, so you might not on today. But that being said,
We're still.
Yeah, we're still
under a couple. So I can't cuss out the British.
Give it your best shot, but only use clean words.
What about disparaging communism?
Only clean words. Give me both of you. I want 3 made-up words for the British people. Yeah.
This is gonna get bad real quick.
No. You can't use. You can't use mean words. Cannot use mean words.
Made up words, like not just like.
You can't. You cannot be any negative connotation.
Cragger sheaths.
Inspiration.
Jovals.
Jovals. Okay, that's good.
Toast soggers. You know what that means?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Alright, Ethan, come on.
I was about to say crumpets, but that's already a thing.
I mean, you could add. You got to add an add. Lauren has something to say.
Dear British people, I love that you immerse yourself in other people's culture so much you dedicated a whole museum to it.
Ooh. All right, Lauren's going for the throat. Inspiration, Lauren. All right, Ethan, your turn to diss the British in a non-mean way.
Big clock turners.
You've already won, Jumbo!
Can I have that for Gwen?
Sure.
She would say that.
You can have it for Gwen. Since Gwen's secretly British. That's why she's not here. Alright, Ethan.
I mean, you know, they're just little, they are...
Beatles fans.
Some of them. They're...
Could be objectively true.
Sunlight challenged.
Okay. It's pretty rainy over there.
Jovially inexpressive.
Okay. You can tell how American we are. Cause
I thought mine was pretty good.
I'm gonna go with politely depressive.
Okay.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
That's a
Okay.
descriptor.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
a
one.
good
I like that one. So, that being said, why don't you guys have a message for the British people out there?
Right.
Hey, all you
Sorry
biscuit
about it.
smugglers! Why don't you like and follow to see what polite disparages I give you next week about you and your people. Thanks for technically starting Gandhi up, I guess, with all your.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't be here without you.
Nobody would. Really.
Nobody would.
We liked you so
Thank
much.
you
We just
so
had to
much.
get away from you.
Thank you for being solely responsible for half of the world's Independence Days.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool thing. It's a cool thing. A lot of holidays.
So many holidays.
You know what?
Just
Well, light some lanterns
they're
for
really
you.
all for everyone else's independence. Also, grab a cuppa, get some tea that you also stole from another culture. But that's fine. That's totally okay. Your biggest, thing that defines you as a British person, you stole from someone else, and that's okay.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
not even get into the
Follow our
language.
socials, right?
Follow our socials at the Wayward 7.
Decide whether you like or do not like us in the comments. I mean, of course, after you go through Parliament and take a couple months to years.
Here's what you need to do. You need to watch the entire video to hear our thoughts about British people at the very end. But we say a few things in between this episode. So you gotta, like, watch the whole thing to hear everything we think about British people.
We're gonna use your accents, even though we don't agree with anything.
You're mispronouncing it. It's...
The British.
You're saying what, British people? It's
Brit-
pronounced
British.
British people.
British.
British.
All right, I'm cutting them off. Thank you. If you are a British audience member and you stuck through that, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You know, we're a bunch of Americans from Maine.
It's called soccer because it's ASOC rules.
Also,
ASOCcer, Association League Soccer, ASOCcer, soccer.
Also, in the
Measuring
middle of the
meters.
intro, we did move to Arizona.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do miss Maine.
What else talking about?
We're actually on a tour bus right now.
Yeah. We have been in a bus the entire time. That's the crazy part.
That's why I sleep
How
on the
about like
table.
Mission Impossible movie? The walls will drag out. We've been with Metallica. Crazy.
Huge shout out to the driver, by the way. For,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even bumpy.
Yeah,
Also,
no.
it's British people.
Man, we're just on our roll today. So yeah, once again, thank you to our British audience if you sat through
The
that.
biggest
I'm
thing
sure.
I like about British people is how much they hate the French.
You like more
You know
about
what?
them than what I
agree
like.
with them on that. Yeah!
We can all unite against the French, I guess. Sorry, France. Had to be
I'm
somebody.
I'm not.
But yeah, I think they've said enough, and I think I'm ready to start today's episode.
She was a, you know me. She was a. I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, "I've never seen a man who looks so all alone, and could you use a little company? If you could pay the right price, your evening would be nice, and you can go and send me on my way." I said, "You're such a sweet young thing, and why you do this to yourself?" She looked at me, and this is what she said: "Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep out of sight. And then he swept up from behind, he put a gun up to my head. He made it clear he wasn't looking for a ride. He said, "Give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. But if you try to make a move, I won't think twice." I told him, "You can have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life?" He said, "There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Oh no, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Oh, you know, I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good." Yeah. Well, now a couple hours passed and I was sitting in my house. The day was winding down and coming to an end. And so I
Come on
That's what-
now, Rigby.
That's what Silas is.
You want me to be on the
Yeah.
bow, I can be on the bow.
Time to get down to business.
That's what he's from.
Reverted to our American heritage, as everybody has gone from the British jokes to making American ones. So don't worry, we just cut that part out for.
I'm a redneck, I also have tea and crumpets.
We call that biscuits and gravy around these bars.
I'm also a cracker sheet.
And the tea is sweet and iced.
Like it should be. God bless America.
I'll
That's
let
right.
it go in case any British people ever stuck through it, because they do this a lot too. We make fun of the South.
We make fun of everyone.
Yeah,
You gotta
what
be
I said.
even with it.
No one's safe.
Yeah, no one's safe. Equally, just you know.
Men, it's boring.
Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Now
It's
let's
the
talk about
singular
North Korea
women.
so they
You
ban
got
us
rid
from
of the
all their
children
websites.
Anyway, so
We're down to just
Order. Lauren, order.
Yeah.
Last time we left off,
Doozy.
the party began their... Oh, what's the word for it?
Supposedly simple mission.
Supposedly simple game of big hide and seek through a mechanical manor, searching for ways to get through it. However, the party got sidetracked on room 6 of a number that is much larger than 6.
That's unfortunate.
And might have, perchance, had a bit of a squabble in some ways. Some party members really wanted to open these death traps and see what was inside. And other people didn't want to do that. However, other people wanted to see them do it and then loot the corpses. So,
The other might be in the room with us.
Is the other in the room with us right
uh-huh,
now?
I think
you're
they
all,
are.
You're all the other people. So, as the party split ways for a bit and reconvened,
Just enough time.
tragically, Chris and Herb were both disintegrated by one of the traps after successfully opening 2. The third one got them. Their gambling might have gone a bit too far. But with the sacrifices of some other characters, they were brought back by the grace of a devil. Some of them in their original form, and others in a more slender, goblinish form, but still keeping that luscious, tree-like beard and appearance. So, as you sit in the desecrated library, broken by Bedisa smashing the controls, and the many disintegration beams and death pulses that happened in the maintenance rooms and vault below, you watch as Chris and Herb both jolt up before passing out once again.
I would like to add a footnote for the audience. You may notice the ones who were unable to stay on task are the ones that are not back this week.
And Gwen is British.
Just bear that in mind.
British.
She-
always
she's
been
British.
This is a British free. No, it's not.
So, as the two of them are unconscious, and you all sit around the kind of rim of the library, what are you guys doing?
So how are we gonna?
Hide the corpses.
No, that's not. No, they're not dead.
They are to me.
We're gonna get back on that at another time. Gwen can carry Chris, and I can carry Herb.
Oh, Bedisa
He's still kinda
could.
listening.
Bedisa could carry
Bedisa
Herb.
could carry Chris, and Gwen can carry Herb.
This one looks down. The doors are stuck.
Are
We
you
could just
leave them here?
come back for them after, so that their
On the
bodies
one
aren't
hand, that's what
wings.
they would have wanted. At the same time, I can't trust that Chris wouldn't wake up and immediately set off another trap.
My thing is that I saw that crab get, destroyed when it got close to it. So I'm thinking if there was any case where we had to drop the bodies, they might suffer a crabbish fate.
Well, see, I'm kind of leaning towards Bedisa's idea. We could shove them back in there. All the traps are already off, and then we could just seal it behind them, and then come
Well,
back.
the library's already broken. We can't really.
We could shove them in the bookshelf hole.
Bookshelf hole.
Alright.
How safe of an idea does this look?
Make an insight check.
Are we all inciting?
Nestani has, so.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Very funny. Nestani, you look at the mechanisms, they're kind of... There's a chance that this could be fine, as long as the system doesn't seem to continue any further.
If we are to go forth with this idea of leaving Herb and Chris in the library, where's the safest place to leave them? probably where they are in the maintenance room?
It's kind of out of the way, so.
That probably would be best. Okay.
Probably just leave most of the stuff with them the stairs, so when they wake up, they at least have that. If they do wake up without us,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna put...
most of the stuff.
I mean, if it... I or Gwen could stay with them.
Someone.
We like
Gwen.
you.
We could leave Gwen. Right, Gwen?
Gwen's kind of been.
Join Gwen, what do you think?
Gwen.
Yeah. Connect shoulders?
Well,
She stayed behind before. I think she would be okay.
She stay around with Coasty.
I don't have a problem protecting my friends.
as long as I get to kill something.
Okay. That's a good idea then. I'm going to shimmy. I mean, are we shimmied all in the maintenance room right now or no?
I would assume so, yeah, because you had to set up the ritual, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put the dagger ring and the lightning ring back on Bruce's hand.
Okay.
And his sword. He had a sword?
He had
Yeah,
he
long
picked
sword.
up the long sword, yeah.
Putting the long sword like in his grasp.
Yeah.
And
Maybe put their clothes back on them too.
Did they wake up with clothes?
Maybe just drape it on them pretty nasty.
I have Herb's robes because those he were.
Herb's a tree. Yeah, they would. You know what? For the sake of my own sanity, yes, they have very nice tunics on.
Okay, I'm going to put Herb's robe back on him as well, just because that is his.
Just pick some up.
I am keeping the tiara on my head now. I am in possession of the tiara, which,
You're the king.
Leave
You're the
Bruce's
captain.
armor for him. I think.
but yeah, and anything else that they had, I'm just
Okay, return the items. Yeah, got it. Almost off.
makes it easy.
Those items are mine.
Yeah, no, you got it.
I earned them.
Yeah.
And we just go onward to
Into the secret lab to pull the lever.
the alchemy lab.
Did you want me to come with you, or did
Yes,
you?
Bedisa.
Yes.
Okay.
Please come with us.
Bedisa.
You're my girl.
You're our girl.
Back off.
she just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big finger out.
I guess onward we go then.
Yeah. On we go.
So,
Gonna go
there.
back to that hydro flask I found earlier.
Yeah, so you go in to the eastern doorway.
Gwen, if y'all wake up, I know Herb can cast sending. Just tell him to message us, and we'll come back to the library.
You're going.
Yeah.
Stealthily going.
All right.
Pass Without a Trace is still up on my part.
So you guys all have pass without a trace. And you guys sneaking into the alchemy laboratory.
Yes.
Yes.
Go for it. Make a self check.
What is that?
That's a 20, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah, that's a 20.
Oh, the unicorns are already in.
No, oh, it's one of my
That's
dice.
yours.
It's fine. Because they were using it for Gwen last week.
Got a 16.
Okay, nice.
31.
Nice.
19. Oh, and Bedisa. Oh, did you roll it?
No, you got it.
No, you rolled it first.
Well, I rolled 1.
Okay, then I rolled it. 21.
No.
A little bit better.
That was with disadvantage as well,
Yeah,
but
with
it's 21.
disadvantage, yeah. I didn't roll the disadvantage part. Cool. So, you guys are pretty quiet. You sneak up through the kind of low door. Just kind of having to push it open a little bit as it is slowly collapsing down. But entering the alchemy laboratory, you see evidence of where the massive automaton has been looking about. The doors kind of swinging back and forth, slowly dying down. What are you guys doing?
Got to turn the flask.
So,
And look out for the work area, the maintenance, the
you
closet.
guys can all
Maintenance,
make
Water
perception checks. It's not if you want to roll for Bedisa, you can too.
At 20 plus 8.
Natural
Nice.
20 for Bedisa.
We are looking.
Okay, sweet.
I didn't do nearly as well, but
And that's the last time.
You can
we're
look
gonna
if you
do
want
nat
to.
20s
There's
for-
been 2 nat 20s.
Yeah.
So, Icarus, you see as you twist the flask, you've had time to think about this room for a hot minute now. Look about, you know where it's going to be. It's obviously, the workshop table would be right beneath you, the only dry part. You see the perfect opening if you'd like to try and get down in there. She watches Bedisa's clone, pops up. She knows the drill.
She knows what she's doing. I'm going to trust her with it.
Okay. So, as Bedisa's clone
Definitely
pops up,
think I could.
you watch as the tables flood, or the tables begin to flood as risers come up. The jars and the tubes and the vials sink with inside, closing up as the outer rim of this room fills with steaming water, towels, and sorts of luxury spa items appear kind of off on new racks coming out of the walls. And
The library's
overhead.
closed off now.
the library is trying to close off. But the voice overhead, I see you've entered the bathhouse. Judging by appearance, you might not know what this is.
hey!
What a dig! I thought we were done mocking British people.
So, you also notice that as the 2 doors, the library door attempts to close, the door that the automaton left through closes. A new crystalline glass door appears as a walkway over the bath also rises up.
I want to dip in my
Do it time, can't we? I mean,
just like,
quick little dip. Is there a workbench? Or but this is
A minute or so passes, and you kind of watch as a section of the wall kind of opens up, and Bedisa slowly slides up with a workbench. However, Bedisa and kind of shuffles to the side, and there is a mutilated corpse just kind of smashed against the workbench. The spine kind of cracked in half. It is decaying and old, but still kind of ripe.
Well, that's on par for the day, isn't
What's
it?
yeah, what?
Anything?
Yeah, any
familiar
identifiable?
Is
Yeah, you guys want to investigate the body?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it. Make an investigation check, guys.
all right. Let's investigate.
16.
18.
8.
Okay. I would say, Icarus, you're pretty familiar with uniform guard and recognize that this is likely some either mercenary group or a special detachment for some sort of investigative force. They seem to have been here for maybe a few months down there. And they're looking pretty rough. The corpse is rotting with nothing to fester in it. And Bedisa kind of like, you see her, she has a very bloody gauntlet and just kind of like shakes a kind of mangled journal. I found this.
I'm gonna just kind of. Is there like a towel from the?
Yeah, you can go
I'm
grab
gonna
a
just grab it.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah, opening it. It's a very long kind of log of this fellow's investigations, as well as personal life, being within the local guard here, taking jobs at the academy, and having this job, or at least having a job here for 2 years or so.
Is he married?
I would say so, yeah.
Oh.
I would say the last entry is probably the most legible, if you want me to read that for you.
Yes.
I had my suspicions, but the madman's went and did it. Effective tomorrow, we are all relieved of our duty as guards. I know that lunatic's up to something no good. Ever since that bot malfunctioned and killed 3 of us, he's been plotting something. I saw it myself. The new guy was tinkering with the panel on the back, and it went berserk. Cleaved Akio in half. Picked up Captain Eiji, and threw him into an EFG pylon. I barely got out as it was tearing Cora apart. Damn this hellscape. I'll be glad to be rid of it.
Get rid of this hellscape anyway.
Does he have a ring on him?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I want to take that, and if there's anything else discerning him, especially that way, if we find, after we leave this hellscape, I want to see if we can find his family so we can at least give them some peace of mind.
Sure, yeah. Let's say, looking throughout the body, he has a sword that bears a family crest on it. And I'm trying to see what else he might have. It's a rotted corpse, so it's not got much on it. The rib cage is exposed.
I think the sword, the journal, and the ring is enough then.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kento.
Kento.
Uh, is there one of those smaller placebo levers here?
There is a smaller placebo lever.
Hey guys.
You hear a noise as you do. And as you turn around, you see what appears to be a telescopic bridge moving outside the glass house and aligning with this balcony where the door to the bathhouse is.
Also, any trinket here that lines up with the...
You left the trinkets in our
I would say
possession. You know, I was carrying
Yeah.
coat.
no trinkets.
Okay.
Except, you rolled an 18, right?
Yeah.
You do find something of use. Just kind of going through the pockets of this deceased corpse. A layout of the house.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, we'll take that.
So, you have a layout of the house. You can see the sunroom, the garden, the grand balcony, as well as little markings here and there. On the north wing of the house, which you guys have not been inside, you see the observatory, the personal shipyard, the weapon R&D laboratory, the ballroom, and finally kind of placed at the center and looking through the bathhouse, this large tower of glass and steel, the master bedroom and private laboratory.
Do you think that pulling these levers is telling him where we are?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Do the little markings on this house layout kind of line up with the workbenches that we found?
If I remember correctly, you know Thieves' Cant, don't you?
I do.
These are Thieves' Cant markings.
Oh, Benny.
You see several markings for key locations, locked doors. You see what used to be old patrol routes. However, you do see several workbenches have been marked, including the one in the entrance, the one in the dining room, the one in the outdoor hallway, and the garden. Have markings just saying importance, essentially. So,
I'm going to share that information, but Ethan's a little too young to know what to do with that.
Well, looks like we weren't the first to get suspicious, but it looks like we might be the last. Let's
That's
keep
very
moving.
poetic.
Was there also
So
was there a last name of the?
Yeah, just Kento.
just
Okay.
Kento. You get the sense that Kento might be the last name.
Good.
So this little bridge that came out, is that like connected to the master bedroom, or?
Looks like it.
Do we go straight
I mean,
there?
if our
Oh.
goal is to talk to this guy.
Things about to ramp up.
Also, I would assume that Nestani, after dealing with his corpse, has probably gone to like the bathwater and just like kind of
Yeah. lighting some of his.
Also, since she knows we're about to meet this guy, she just.
Yeah, honestly,
Preen.
just a little preening.
Yeah.
The bath water.
Ruby gets the dead leaves out of his bush.
Nice.
And I take one of the towels and I wrap up the journal, tie the ring into the towel, and like I guess the sword has like a sheath that she takes, but cleans all of that off and then tucks it in the back of the holding.
Sounds good. So, there's the doorway. There is actually only the doorway to the master bedroom.
Very well then.
So, into that.
Still sneaking.
As you approach the door,
And cautious.
you reach out for the handle and locked.
One
I'm gonna
way.
check for traps.
Okay, good idea. Make an investigation check.
I'm helping.
4.
4. Doesn't seem trapped at all.
I said I was helping him as he was rolling that.
He rolled.
Alright, well, I will look for traps.
Make an investigation check.
I'll help.
With advantage, you non-rogue.
14.
Doesn't seem to be any traps that you can tell. It is super duper locked though.
Hey man, you should get that.
I'm gonna pick it.
You got any thieves tools?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead.
I
Make a
help.
sleight of hand check. You can add your proficiency bonus.
I just kind of hold his bag. That's my help, and I'm like,
There you go.
this one, this one.
He's holding the flashlight while I cuss him out.
Yeah.
Give me the Allen wrench!
Higher, higher.
I don't know who Alan is.
Why is him a wrench?
Said sleight of hand plus proficiency. Well, one of those was a nat 1, but instead we get a total of 17.
17. You start going at it for a minute and pick breaks.
Broken. Good thing I bought multiple sets of tools.
But you pull it out.
Is there any, like, keys or anything in the bathhouse?
Not in the bathhouse.
What was the key on the?
Oh,
there
there
was
were
some
keys
things
marked
marked
on
on
the
the
map.
map. Yeah, this extra.
Alright, where's the key on the
You
map?
take the long way, probably loot some things, find some more mementos to bring back to the dead
Alternatively, I
families.
still have 2 more sets of thieves' tools.
There's 3 keys marked on the map.
Are there
is
3
a-
locks?
There's a couple. Doesn't really. It says locked areas, and this one particularly takes one that is linked to a key a little bit later on, further in the north wing. However, the nearest key is on the grand balcony, just on the other side of the sun ring.
Let's book it, gang.
So we go to reset this room, go through the sunroom.
Note about the sunroom. When I peeked in, there was a couple large, fully made automatons in there. So if we do that, better do it quickly.
Like bigger than the 2 that we first killed and the...
Yes.
Yeah, we can take him. Or sneak past him, one way or the other.
I think sneak might be the best option.
Alright.
I don't think I should go in that room then.
How are you doing?
Because, I don't know about me either.
Yeah, maybe Bedisa and I will stand watch outside while y'all sneak in, sneak out. If you're just grabbing the key, you don't really have to change the rooms around.
Unless we do need to change the room to get the key.
We'll play it by ear.
But the automaton, as far as we can tell, isn't changing the rooms to get through them. So there's bound to be a door to the balcony. Did I see the balcony in the, when I peeked into the sunroom?
Oh yeah, you can see the balcony. It's a large curved window, and kind of filling that curve on the outside is a rounded balcony.
So I mean, there's no need to change the room if the balcony is just locked. You know. So
Let's change this one back.
Okay, and then who's gonna? Let's start with changing it back.
Should go, I think.
Probably. Or the sneaky one.
It's button to change it back, right?
Button. So once again, the bathhouse begins to shift. The alchemical tables rise up as the water is filtered into the large pools once again. The door slides open.
Any sign of the big boy?
Make a perception check.
27.
27. You've switched it, and strangely enough, you can hear the thumping. However, as you peek your head into the sunroom, it sounds like it's coming from the wall that is now closed off to the, this would be the, that's the west. The western wall. Seems to be on the other side of it.
What does the layout say that room would be?
That would be the outdoor hallway.
Oh. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna sneak through to the balcony.
Okay, big stealth check.
Where are we?
And your trace is still up, right? We haven't been an hour. That was almost quite bad.
Yeah.
33.
33. Icarus, as you delicately just move across this wooden floor, you see the large automatons that are kind of in the corners of the sunroom.
If I can specify being in the air,
You
in
want to
case
fly?
of pressure plates,
Okay.
Like hovering?
like sort of gliding, you know?
Yeah, I would like to point out, I mean, you have to put a lot of force to fly and also...
Okay. Can I then instead be very intentional about where I step so as to avoid pressure plates?
There you go. Okay, go ahead and make a, just a dex check.
Well. That one.
That one. You step into the room. The automatons don't seem to awaken or take notice of you. However, the voice overhead. I see you've wandered into my design room. Tell me, what are you scared of? The robots? The closing in walls? Or the fact that you could fly free, but would never get past the edge? You don't have to respond, but you sneak across the floor and enter the outside terrace. However, something catches you. You stop yourself as you peek around the corner. On the terrace, there appears to be a few chairs and a figure sitting at one of them.
Does this look at all like the figure in the paintings that we saw earlier?
Yeah, it does.
How close are the others?
I would assume that I'm like kind of watching from the doorway to make sure.
Yeah, you guys are watching from the door. I'd say you're a good 50 feet away from them.
How far can you think?
30.
Can I just...
I'm gonna.
is he looking?
No, that was Bedisa.
Okay.
She just like.
Like, is there...
He's kind of sitting in the chair just looking out at the city.
Okay. Is this like through the big old windows?
It's not windows, it's a balcony.
Okay.
It's open air.
So he's like not visible from where they're at?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
I'm just gonna.
Rigby, what are they saying?
Nestani's gonna sneakily go through as well.
But this, I think we stay here, and if we see the robots move, we lunge.
I'm gonna.
Our spear.
Yeah, we both have weapons at the ready, and if something's
I'm
happening,
gonna. Guys, if you're going up, if I'm going, you guys go too. Let's go.
we walk with our weapons.
Yeah, this has got the shield and spear. Just kind of keeping the shield towards the automatons. But go ahead and make stealth checks for you guys.
Pass without trace for it. Holy!
I got 27.
21 for me.
With disadvantage.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then a dirty 20 for Bedisa.
Wasted.
Okay, sweet.
Didn't waste it. It gave you
Okay,
this.
so you guys successfully sneak past the automatons, the kind of designing phase for most of
I'm
them.
like pointing
She's
that as
drawing.
soon as Nestani gets close enough.
I'm gonna open it. What?
Okay, I think the
I'm
guy
going
that we're
like
talking
this,
to
like.
appears to be outside here.
So do we go and talk to him?
Well, that's our goal, isn't it?
Well, yes.
All right, come on.
Okay. Nestani's just gonna just kind of I'm gonna connect my mind with two of them. The guy in the portraits, who I guess is the guy we're coming to talk to, is out on the balcony. No, no. Put away the weapons, please.
For now.
For now. Be on guard, but like not. You know. Don't let him know that you know.
Don't let him know.
Don't let him know. I'm saying the same thing with Bedisa.
Okay.
Just like a.
Puts the spear away.
Alright.
Hand on the sword.
Yeah.
So, you guys just.
Also, real quick while we're here, thank you.
Yes.
What's the goal here?
I would assume that our goal is to not die or be arrested.
Alright.
Okay. There's no way this
Also,
is...
wait. He said that, like, instead of arresting us and treating us like the criminals, he was okay with coming up with a deal. We need to get information out of him without, you know, getting in trouble. And also just kind of seeing if we can figure out more about what the bigger picture is.
Right.
So no murder.
I like how this is like a one-way conversation. You're just like, murder? No murder. Just out loud. Murder.
Alright. On we go.
Okay. Are you sneaking up to him or walking up to him or?
Snake. I want to sneak up right behind
I don't want to
him.
look
That's
like
what I
I'm
want to do.
sneaking, but like I'm being quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want
So
to.
you very quietly walk
I want to get right behind him and
Oh
let
my God.
them come from the side.
Yeah.
So if he tries
Quick
anything,
vibe check. Like,
Vibe checking.
up. Make an
Is
incentive.
this so particularly? I'd like to say, I have a good deal of experience with like being illusionized.
Alright, shoot.
You would hope.
Okay. Sure.
So
Make
like
a.
that's particularly like, is this actually this guy here, or is
Make a
this like
wisdom check.
yeah
A 15.
a 13?
I'm going for a self roll.
Okay. Well, you can keep yourself roll from the previous.
Cool. 27. Yeah.
Pretty good.
So you got a
13.
13 and a 15.
Yes.
Oh, right behind.
You approach, and he's just watching the sunset.
Is there like a chair next to him?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit next to him without quite saying anything at first.
Okay. You sit down in the chair. You come around, see his face. The same face, the mutton chops, the kind of sleek-backed hair, the well put together suit. Just kind of legs crossed, cup of tea to the side.
Warm.
Oh, he's got a cuppa.
Stain.
Kappa.
Not that you can see. And just looking off the sunset.
I'm going to like kind of go over where one of the chairs is, and as I'm going over to the chair, kind of like look around on the balcony to see if there's anything else on this balcony.
Sure. As you do that, you go and sit next to him. As you sit next to him, he stands up abruptly, walks over to the balcony. Behold Nakamachi, city of the future. Quite the accomplishment, and quite the pride of mine. Rebuilding took countless years out of my father's life, and I'm glad to inherit the responsibility. And I welcome you. And he turns around, not looking at anybody in particular,
It's a
but kind
robot.
of off in the general direction of where you guys are. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this estate.
Is this a
And
robot?
he watches it flashes.
Push.
No!
No.
No! No!
Your hands go through it. And you watch as the illusion disappears.
I'm sorry, my responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
Luckily, it's a
That
balcony.
is the right question. And you watch as it flashes back into the seat. And it starts all over again.
Is the tea real? Is there anything else on this balcony?
Make a perception check.
Where's that projector located?
Projector.
Yeah, but or is it?
Make a wisdom check.
19.
19. Looking around, Nestani, you saw the map. You know that there's a mark here somewhere. And as you kind of go around looking under the tables, looking around, you grab one of the chairs. As you kind of find a small pocket and pull out a key. Intricate in nature.
23.
23. I would say, Rigby, you've been around the block when it comes to magic. This is a programmed illusion. You know that they can be cast and they require like you to redo them every once in a while, but it has a trigger, which is likely the presence of people, and then it will go off and do something based on the trigger.
Yeah.
They respond to code words sometimes, but for the most part, it looks like this one is either incomplete or very old. But Nestani, you find a very intricate key with many, many little bars and tabs on it.
Forgot what we came for.
At least one of them.
Rigby starts whispering code words. Yellow hammer, key holder.
Oh really? You mean a word like Dakota?
Okay, so
We sneak back to the alchemy lab.
On the lookout
And
for the
then-
big robot.
I would say you can actually see him.
Oh no.
The outer hallway, you see him lumbering down towards the end in your general direction.
Oh, he's coming towards us.
Is it curved windows or is there a little bit of wall we can lie down?
You get the sense that it hasn't seen you at the moment. But yeah, you guys dug behind the kind of stone balcony railing, and you just see it kind of lumbering past what would be all the portraits and some of the portraits that were messed up.
So, connect room-wise, if we go back in through this time around, we won't cross paths with that? Looking at the map?
Looking at the map, you shouldn't. It's worth mentioning though, as you guys don't have a physical map, and I feel the need to remind you, the garden to the north, the northern room here, or I say north, the eastern room here, is marked for one of your thieves' camp areas.
As
Should
important.
we try and go to all the important marked places first before we...
Yes, we probably should.
Because if there's multiple key markings on here, and we only have one, and it's not the one we need, I would think that he wouldn't make it this easy. I would assume that the keys are to be used at the different locations to actually get the needed key. He would, after everything else in this mansion, he would not make it that easy.
Right. So put that key in the bag of holding. And go to the other garden.
Okay, so you're going to the east of the garden room? All right,
Quietly.
yeah, as you peek around the corner, the entrance is right in between the two automatons. So, I will require a stealth check from the group.
23 from Nestani.
Okay.
There's a 12. No, an 11.
Okay.
I have 39.
Okay.
29 from Bedisa.
Okay. Really only one failure.
Click, click, click.
Yeah?
Group majority though.
You're lucky they rolled a 1. So, as you kind of gently shift through the many tables with automaton parts kind of being worked on, the areas that seem to be tracking movements, tracking articulation, you slip in between the two and enter this lush and kind of very exotic garden. many of the plants here are from far-off lands. Some of them you recognize from Mithril. Some of them you've seen from Arxoth. Some of them from the far stretches of Cilicia, and some of them you're not quite sure where they came from. As many of them are large and almost feral looking.
Do the Arxo ones look like they come from a certain region of Arxo?
Specifically the plants, not the capital, but typically the wilds to the east.
I would like to look for any automatons in the area, maybe on a tree or bush, or if it's very open, that's great.
It's fairly visual, as there's a very small path here. It doesn't seem to be anything any automatons that you can see. And as you all enter the room, I've detected your presence in the garden. I wonder what you could be looking for in there.
It's a pretty garden.
I also see that there's less of you. Did you split up?
Yes.
Talk to me.
They're invisible.
As far as you know.
I mean, he can't see anything.
Can't see you, but
He can only feel us.
We're all invisible.
So, you enter the garden.
Is there anything to change the garden?
Is there anything of note to investigate? I'm investigating for things like statues,
I'm
benches.
perceiving for things.
I'm perceiving if there's any plants that might be seemingly more interesting than others.
Okay, sure. Perceive.
Perceive.
Everyone.
Yippee!
Perceive.
I can
You all
perceive.
perceive.
I don't perceive.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Sonny, you go over to sniff one of the big flowers, and it smells like rotting flesh.
Okay, she's immediately just gonna go sit on a bench instead and just let the others find something.
27.
27.
23.
23. Nice. You two, on the eye for anything interesting or different here. There seems to be a water feature at the center that catches both of your eyes. And as you start to get closer, the little kind of fish that dance around the edge catch your eye, and specifically one in particular, as the fin is kind of in an off-put position, slightly at a different angle than the others. So, pushing it down. There you go. So, the garden starts to shift and change as the plants drop.
Do we see a workbench?
Make a perception check.
Workbench! Can we all do it?
Ooh, that's not as good.
That was much better.
Yeah.
24.
8.
23.
Both of you see one.
But it's a fetch!
I figured it was the old tried and true method.
It's tried and true.
Yeah,
Also,
sure.
so far no one has gotten hurt except if they're making, maybe not best
Well,
decisions.
that's not you can't say.
So far no one has gotten hurt from trying to retrieve the workbench.
True. So Bedisa pops down there. A few seconds later, you watch as the workshop table comes up, but you also watch as the glass begins to fold and change above you into large glass corridors. And you guys are a bit displaced at the moment, so those of you who are not Bedisa in the workshop, I need you guys to make dex saving throws.
Unnatural 20.
Success.
15.
23.
Success, barely. Success. Okay, so as the glass sheets slide down, kind of almost cutting off certain areas, they then begin to flood with water. As it rises to the roof, you watch as many different sorts of fish and aquatic life start to swim up through them. And you see that, had you been standing in the wrong spot, say too close to the fountain, you might have been with the fishes. But you live for now.
I know you're listening, and this is honestly beautiful.
This is genius. Really.
You guys being genuine?
Yes.
Yes.
We are being genuine. Nestani would... Are you kidding? She's in a fancy... It's a terrifying house, but she's in a fancy house. There's a fancy garden and a fancy, pond. like essentially a giant koi fish pond with lots of other fish, she'd find it amazing and probably cry.
I'll let both of you make charisma checks, or one of you with advantage.
I'm decently rizzy.
Am I rizzier than you?
You are.
Do you want me to do advantage then? Or do you want to do the rizzy? Rizm?
Riz off.
You may as well.
Okay.
Accepting Riz donations.
19.
19. Compliments will get you quite far.
I just stepped on something.
I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
Do enjoy one of the less deadly portions of the house.
Thank you, sir.
So, as Bedisa kind of brings the workshop table up, you see that she has a little bulb. I found another one.
I'm putting it in the
Okay.
device. Well, I'm not like going out of my hand, but I'm gonna be like, maybe I'll put it in the thing.
So, you put it together. As you put the second bulb in, you watch as lights begin to flicker inside, and you watch as a 1 appears on the right bulb.
I was about to say, can I? But that's a different character who's good with tinkers and machinery. It's a different character.
I would say as it starts to flicker again, you watch it shift to 2. And then you watch as the one on the right shifts to 2 as well.
No, it says 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else on this device that's like...
There's definitely some missing panels, as well as something on the side.
Well, I guess just keep holding on to it till they find the other pieces.
Is there a placebo lever?
In this room, yeah.
I'll flick it.
You flick it, and you watch as, once again, you hear a kind of groaning noise from machinery in the distance. Nestani with the device, you watch as the 2 on the right turns into a 3. And you watch as the telescopic bridge swings over and connects to the garden. Well, the aquarium at this point. However, the door is inaccessible because it is behind fish.
Are any of the fish key-shaped? Or have any key...
No.
Is there any... What were the key markings on the map?
There was I'll just say, there was a brown key, a purple key, and a blue key.
Just write this down. And where were they?
The brown key was located in the grand balcony. The purple key seems to be located somewhere in the museum/entrance. And the blue key seems to be located in the ballroom.
And this is an important room.
This room was marked, yeah.
Not think that's because it had the pot in it that we attached to the...
So I think the important means that the when you pull the lever, the room goes swinging to it.
Is blue in the ballroom?
Blue's in the ballroom.
What are we doing? Playing Clue?
Possibly. I thought the thing meant it had a
The dead
trinket in
body
it.
was found.
The dead body was made in the library.
No, I was gonna say the body was found in the bathhouse.
Did the important markings line up more with where we found trinkets?
For the device, yeah.
How many others are there that we've not visited?
2.
And
Where
those
are
are?
they?
The outdoor hallway. And, let me double check. So, you got the one here, you got the one, the initial one, you got the one in the dining room, and you got the one...
Theoretically, we should be safe to go back to the hallway since the robot is not there.
Seems that there is a marked one in the sunroom, and the, sorry, is it the sunroom? Let me double check.
Oh, no.
Let me double cross-reference my notes. Yep, sunroom and the gallery.
Is the gallery the same as outdoor hallway?
It is.
Okay.
technically that one is labeled portrait hallway.
Okay.
Guess we need to go back to the sunroom.
Looks that way. Or, because we're on the side of the house that has the ballroom, right?
No.
Oh.
You were in the south wing. Ballroom is
Oh.
in the north wing.
What wing is the entrance in?
The entrance is at the center.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
That is where the north and south are split.
That would make sense.
Okay, well, to the sunroom then.
So, switching it back to garden,
Mm-hmm.
you press the button, and you watch as it shifts back as the water drains and drops as the fish kind of spiral down for a moment into what appears to be a holding tank of sorts, and the garden kind of reflourishes.
Is this how you water your plants?
Irrigation is a tricky thing, but I have my ways.
It's quite ingenious, especially with the different habitats needed for the different plants.
You did mention first mastering the art of fluids in the alchemy room, yes?
I see you've been taking notes. How delightful.
Well, the nature of being hunted in the manor aside, it is a
Ingenious house, really.
fascinating marvel of engineering.
We have come across many machinery over our adventures, but seeing this, it's quite a joy. If I wasn't, being hunted down.
Well, imagine my shock. The murderers have manners.
I was raised quite nice,
That's funny. You're the one here who has the manor.
Ah.
We move on.
You say in the.
Listen, two of us
Not sure if he heard you.
Two of us were raised with
He's
manners.
so-
listening.
As you shift it back, the doors open. As the doors open, who's got the highest passive perception?
I assume I do. I have 18.
15.
You're on 17.
Sweet. So Icarus, you
pretty good.
definitely hear it and see it first. The large mechanical whirring of the quite large automaton waiting in the sunroom. The head swivels directly to you guys as the doors opens. And sort of
Work.
Okay, fish fin.
No, the workbench, the workbench. We go down. Make it go down.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, that.
You guys all run to the workbench and put the lever?
Yes.
I am.
Okay. So you guys
With
run.
Bedisa. Bedisa's with me.
Yeah, this is
Better to stay together.
You watch as the workbench starts to lower, the automaton starts reaching towards you. Icarus, you were the one pressing the button, so you were the closest. Rigby, I think you were the last one on.
I believe so, yeah.
Alright, Rigby. Okay, let me look at that stat page real quick.
I like how it's just like I could just like hear like elevator music playing while he's just in the center and like maybe
Does a
taking
24
spin.
hit?
The 24 does hit.
Alright, so you watch as one arm reaches out from the kind of mess of leather, and there's no hand, but kind of an extension of these sharp metal pylons. And as it extends forward, a bolt of lightning arcs in your direction, Rigby, hits you, and does...
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Well, okay. Yeah, 16 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
I would like eviscerate a crab.
Yeah, but that was a really bad roll.
Yeah. I'll bet it was.
But you watch as the doors slide closed just before it can get too close to you,
Okay.
and as it lowers, it is dark. You hear water.
Okay, so we think this out. If we push the button now. Now that this is okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and unless you, I don't think you want to waste a spell. I got a healing potion. Let's just drink that now.
Okay.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Okay, go for it.
Can we hear if it's like just waiting?
You hear kind of for maybe about 6 or so minutes before eventually getting further away.
Does it sound like it went back in the direction of the sunroom?
It does.
I'm gonna wait a few minutes after I hear it go towards the sunroom, and then we do the lever back up.
Sure.
Okay. So, as you do. As you rise back up, you can see kind of a clear way to the sunroom. You don't see it.
Do we hear any thumps?
Perception check.
14.
14. It's pretty loud. It's probably in the alchemical lab.
Which is connected to the sunroom.
Yep. As if there's only 2 rooms it can be in.
Ah, look at the Dane.
Is there any other rooms that the garden is connected to?
The garden is connected to the sunroom, and every time you pull that lever, the telescopic bridge swings over, but it is blocked by another one of those glass doors.
But otherwise, this is essentially a dead end. Nice. I mean,
You see as it marches back into the sunroom,
hide.
Hiding.
head turns on a swivel.
Workshop.
Workshop,
Not the lever, yeah.
yeah, workshop goes down as it towards you again. You wait another 6 minutes before eventually.
Is the garden outside?
The garden it's on a
It's like enclosed.
yeah, it's a
sun.
greenhouse too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The grand balcony's outside.
Trying to think of our options here.
So the grand balcony that like runs along the outside of the sunroom? Or-
So the sunroom, think of it as a large kind of rectangle with a curved chunk out of it, right? And that's the grand balcony. This lower part is then connected to the outside hallway.
Is it a
With its own balcony.
square?
It's kind of like a square with a cut corner.
Can they, like, are there walls or is it like windows? Like he can see, like if he doesn't see down the hallway, could he still see us on the sides?
He has to be in the middle of the sunroom for him to see you guys.
Okay.
There's a wall that separates the balcony from the sunroom, but
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we were able to get into the sunroom, and then change the sunroom while he is in the alchemy room, that would block him off.
As soon as he turns around, we kind of have to sneak up to the sunroom and change it. That's what I'm imagining, so that way it gives us enough time to actually get there and change it.
If you cast Pass Without a Trace, remember the trick we did where we both casted Pass Without a Trace, and then we were able to be more sneaky?
Yeah. Let me look. I can do it. I can do it.
it's back over the garden.
Oh, we're still in the hole.
Yeah, we're still.
I cast it on all of us.
Okay.
Cool. But that means I still only have one.
Yeah. Spell slots are important.
As soon as he leaves,
Okay.
bring it up.
You guys rise. How long did you wait after he left?
I waited like a couple minutes after he leaves.
Rises.
Always enough time to like
Always.
You don't see him.
at all.
I'm going to quick and quiet get into the sunroom.
Same here.
Okay, make stealth checks.
That'll do. 49.
Got a 12.
Wait, with the plus 40?
No, yeah.
Well, because I only cast it on all of us. because
Right,
you
but
didn't
she
cast
also-
But
on
I
me.
had it. I also had a cast.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no,
that last time you
'cause
said,
you
yeah. Remember?
You're right.
Remember?
didn't. Pettiness will always come back to bite you.
Should have been a team. Now you'll all die.
I could have sworn I
all
rephrased
your
and said I
fault.
cast it on everybody,
Editors, play the clip.
but
Thank you.
Look
You
at all
didn't.
the British people laughing at you. Petty Americans.
I asked if you wanted to, and you said no.
And that's
Editors just
okay.
showed that clip just
You
now.
know, we,
They just played it.
you know,
So-
I was informed that it
But
could be
I'm
on
going
multiple
off
people.
Stealth checks for Nestani and Bedisa.
Nestani rolled a 23,
Okay.
so we can do the math on that one.
Yeah.
And then 30 for Bedisa.
Nice. Okay. So, you all sneak into the sunroom right past the two very large automatons and just narrowly keep Rigby off the ground as he starts to clink. As you enter the sunroom, however, you see in the doorway is the Titan, as it is dipping out of the bath or the alchemical lab at this point
Going
and
into,
into the sunroom.
Can we cut to the balcony or not?
Yeah, there's a doorway to the balcony if you'd like to.
Like that we like.
I should say there's two entrances to the balcony, one towards the top and one towards the bottom, like this. Balcony.
Yeah. That's a fat view for us. Yeah. Dipping onto the
You
balcony.
guys dipping in there?
Yeah.
I am.
Remind me of your rolls.
49.
23 and 30 for Bedisa.
12.
Okay.
Rigby.
Okay. You guys rolled real well, so even with the nat 20, doesn't seem to notice you guys, or at least you don't think it does. As you all make it to the other side of the balcony, on the other side of that kind of glass fractal window.
At this point, Nestani's gonna pull out the baby Bjorn and be like, "Do you just wanna like hop in?"
No, I can't.
That's okay.
So, as you're out on the balcony, kind of curved window towards you, you see the other entrance. You also see the kind of hallways on the outer wall, and you also see kind of off past that. That's where the guest rooms are.
Go to the hallways.
Did we find the part that was in here?
In the sunroom?
I thought there was like
We're
a
not-
special marking in the sun.
There
was
was
a
a special marker in the sunroom.
Yeah.
We did not get what we wanted. But also the tightness in the sunroom.
Go to the outdoor hall, the portrait gallery.
Yeah, if we're able to, yeah.
Okay, so as you make your way towards the other side of the balcony entrance exit, you see where the hallway door should be. It is not there.
Right.
How would
You
explain-
see the hallway like from the balcony. You can see the ledge.
What does the device say? Because it's kind of keeping track on the rooms, I thought.
Oh yeah.
'Cause-
the numbers on the what are
Does it
those?
say 2 currently?
The numbers, Mason.
The numbers right now, it says 2.
Yeah.
2-2.
It says 2-3.
2-3.
Hmm. What's the Titan doing? In the sunroom? Back into the alchemy room?
Doesn't seem to be.
Where garden?
Just kind of pacing circles.
You can see the shadow of it moving. It's getting closer to the entrance you guys entered from on the balcony. The hand comes around the corner.
Are we at the other door of the balcony?
Yeah, you're at the other
Yeah.
door. You're 100% in range of visual sight
Oh.
if he walks through it right now. So,
Is there. Where are we in another corner where like we can't get through the other door of the balcony?
you can go through the balcony door, but, exiting the balcony itself and getting into the sunroom.
Right.
And it's kind of like
I
he's
think
got to
we-
cross through as we
yeah.
cross through.
If we time this perfectly and we just kind of ring around the Rosian.
If not, we.
Don't give me that look. What else do you want me to do?
Hey, if we bring around a Roseate and he still spots us, we book it through the alchemy lab into the library. He can't get in there.
I would like to have one hand on my left holster.
Okay.
If everyone in mind, this is my Morningstar host on me right. This is me special host. I got me hand on me special host.
All right.
I got my guns.
Alright.
Okay.
Gets to
So
be easy.
cutting
kind of
around
flip.
the corner, you guys heading back into the alchemy room?
The sunroom, you mean?
Or into the sunroom, yeah. You're in the sunroom, kind of cutting around the corner now.
Okay.
You see in the kind of window, you see the shape of the automaton moving closer towards where you guys now
Okay.
are.
Cursory glance, is there a way to change this room?
Whew. There's a lot going on in here. It's not currently in its sunroom configuration, but rather the automaton design room. There's a lot of doodads and thingamajigs here and there at a cursory glance.
Are they're all on tables though?
A lot of them are on tables. A lot of them, some of them are hanging from like racks. Incomplete automatons, kind of experimental looking ones.
Here's a question. Every time that we've pulled on something that changes the room, has it always been around the perimeter of the room?
Ooh. I would say you've pulled a lot of them. Usually.
I'm looking around the perimeter of the room to see if there's something that, like, of course there's not a theme with all of these, but something that looks slightly out of place.
Alright, go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage as the automaton is on your heels as it
Can I also make a look, or
with disadvantage.
should we go?
Really good one. Okay, that's a dirty 20 with disadvantage.
Nice.
That's a 16.
Okay. Let's say as you're kind of going around the corner here, firstly you have two options: either continue the ring around the rosy virtuous cycle here, or go into the alchemy laboratory, or go into the garden while he is on the balcony. But he is coming back around to where you guys just came in through. At a cursory glance, doing your best to kind of ascertain things, Nestani, something comes into your field of vision. An automaton that seems to be, the leg appears to be a part of the wall.
Do we go into the alchemy lab and then try again?
Dart into the alchemy lab? Alright, so you all dart into the alchemy lab. You see Gwen's head kind of peeking under the door.
Hooray!
Alright, so as you enter the alchemy lab, heads towards the garden.
Going
Alright,
into
run
the
back in
sunroom and leg.
Okay, as you run out,
quietly.
quietly, you pull the leg of the automaton, lifting it up, and you watch as the room starts to shift. Would you like to make perception checks?
Yes.
Just check in.
Get ready, Bedisa.
16.
I'm ready.
21.
17.
16, 21, yeah. Icarus, there it is. You point, but it's up. Gone like that.
She's
And
got
this
it
is
down.
we're shut off now from the garden.
Yeah, as
Okay.
the automaton went inside.
So we're
Is the
cut off from
automaton
the
trapped
automaton.
there?
Yeah, the big automaton went to the garden, and you guys were pretty fast with it. So you watch as that doorway to the garden disappears.
And this door was the only door out of the garden.
Mhm.
And so for as long as we don't change this room back, the automaton can't get out of the garden.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
So,
Anyway, so what do
I
we have?
love
for-
puzzles. So,
We
as
graduated
Bedisa
from kindergarten. puzzles.
transfer down, you
We're
watch
first
as
grade
the
puzzles.
automaton design room
Uh-huh.
begins to move to the side in a real sunroom with many lounge chairs, couches, tables, wicker furniture, and that sort kind of begins to emerge out of the floor or drop from the ceiling for a few pieces. And within a few moments, you watch as the workshop table rises and Bedisa standing next to it. Two things. This, and she's holding up a little switch, was on the table, and also there's another one of those big generator things down there.
Let's leave that one alone.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
Although, I mean, when they meddled with the other one, it shut off his arcane eyes. If we're able to shut off more of his monitoring us.
You've been complimenting him. He can't be all that bad. He's pretty cordial.
He's not, but I wonder to what degree his monitoring lines up with
The robot. The type.
Type. Could you tell us that?
I will not participate
You
in
asking
this
that?
activity.
It wouldn't be an experiment if I cheated.
That is fair.
How
I'm
unbiased.
fine with leaving it then.
It wouldn't be quite like, you know, the mice in a, you know, maze. Labyrinth.
So,
You have to understand, we're very used to being cheated, so please understand if we're a little on guard.
Sorry if you're a bit jaded. It's just we've been.
well, I don't want inaccurate data.
Okay.
Bene.
Alright, well.
So.
The switch.
You take it, and it fits right into the middle of this controller of sorts.
Mm-hmm. What changes about it aside from me putting that in?
You put it in, or you flip it?
Should I wait until we have the rest of the parts to do that?
What other doors are in this room now?
The doorway to the portrait gallery has opened up.
But we need
Right,
something
where do
to.
you
I
go?
think there's a key in the gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you enter the portrait gallery, you notice it has changed. And there are 3 large automatons kind of lined against the wall here. They seem inactive.
Quietly. What seems out of place on the walls?
The pictures have been replaced by the automatons, except for the one that was taken down and just left on the floor. It seems to have been snapped and pushed when it was got caught into a mechanism at some point.
Oh, which painting was that?
It was the one with Mono. The automatons are pretty standstill.
Is there anything else in this galley?
Just the automatons.
Hmm.
You walking in there, or
Quietly.
The floors and the walls. Is there any like?
Any pressure plates or
I would
Or-
say
buttons?
Is there any notches?
most of the floor plates are notches. You can definitely see areas where perhaps some parts had scraped against each other that you can see where parts of the floor slide apart.
I think I would like the baby Bjorn.
I'm gonna pull the baby Bjorn out and put Rigby in it.
Front or back?
Gonna nap until.
Do you want to do
you
like the
can't
back
not
side? Like,
nap.
you know, like hold on, I need to.
Yeah, I'll do back. Sacagawea child.
Yeah, second view.
Yeah, and I'll take a nap, and if I hear any screaming, I'll wake up.
Okay, so you start taking out. Cool.
Yep.
All right. As you enter this balcony, though, it does not seem like the automatons are on standby either. So, seem to be offline or unpowered. At least the ones on this balcony, purely for display.
I'm trying. So this was the portrait gallery, yeah.
This was the portrait gallery. Now it's
Okay.
display.
Is
I'm
there
imagining like this.
There you go. Yeah.
is there a way that I can find to change it back?
Make a perception check.
13.
Where does the door at the end of the hallway lead? To the guest room again?
There is no other door.
It's just this door leading in here.
Yep.
Are the automatons inactive?
Seems to be.
Like as if like they can be activated, or are they like more like suits of armor, like on display?
Right now, they're acting like suits of armor.
Are any
Very
of them
reassuring.
are any of them different in any way or connected to the wall?
Make an investigation check.
Maybe use my inspiration.
Okay. There you go.
That's 11. 18.
18. Looking at them, there is what appears to be a Generation 1, Generation 2, and a Generation 3. You fought these Generation 1s, and you killed 2 Generation 2s before. The 3, however, kind of stands imposing, and you notice that one of the swords is kind of brought up across the chest, where the rest of them kind of have both swords up.
So if we move the other one up.
So, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Moves up, and you start to click. You watch as they start to spiral down.
I'm looking.
Perception checks.
Napping.
Napping.
Need it.
21.
21. Nice. All right, Icarus, you pointed out Bedisa. She's on it. She's been trained. However, I will say as this door slides open, you can see the other door to the garden slide open as the large automaton looks in and starts to make his way out just before this one closes
Like into the
sunroom. But the door shuts behind you, and you're back at the gallery. And after a few moments, a workshop door kind of slides up with Bedisa.
So the door that came from the actual sunroom
It's gone.
is gone.
Mhm.
So it switched back to the workshop, which means that now he's stuck in the loop of the sunroom, alchemy room, balcony.
It would seem so.
Okay.
So he's still stuck.
Technically. He's got a lot more free space now.
Does Bedisa have a trinket?
Have a dial.
We expanded
Thank you,
his,
Bedisa.
his enrichment.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch
potion.
of pipes down there too.
Have we seen things like that before?
That's the pressure pipes on the sleep note.
They sound like they're full of water.
Hydraulics. I don't know what that
I'm
is.
gonna put there's one more dial.
As you put it down, the device appears to be complete.
What are the numbers on it?
The same.
2 and 3?
2 and 3.
I'm gonna flip the switch.
So, as you flip the switch, you watch as the room begins to shift. The door opens up as the automaton
Switch it, switch it,
turns
switch it.
and it starts to close out. There's one finger slaps back out.
Okay, so it switches the room for us.
Mm-hmm. Is there another door off this?
Yeah, there's a door that leads into what is currently the guest rooms, as well as one that leads straight back to the dining rooms. Or, sorry, to the automaton testing.
Can we, looking at the map that I don't have,
Yes.
can we navigate back to the museum entrance from here?
Yep, easy enough. You travel through the guest hall and into the testing room where you assassinated both of those Gen 2s.
Yep.
You flip the switch on your remote and watch as the area begins to change, and you are now back into the entrance.
What are the numbers on the entrance? Not after we've done all that.
Every time you flip it, it switches from 1 to 2. The 3 is still constant right now. But as you enter the entrance, it is currently set to 1. You see the glass door that is open now, where it used to be, the large Titan automaton. But that's about it.
What is that room labeled as on the map that we have? Where the Titan started?
EFR.
Which is
Eternal friend room.
Electric field robotics.
okay. I was gonna say the guy described it. Okay, so that's just
I thought
electric field automaton, because he called it the EFA 4 earlier.
He called it the EFG Titan Mark 4.
Oh, I must have written something down wrong.
The room is just labeled as the EFR.
Okay. So theoretically, there should be a purple key somewhere in
And
here.
it was museum that was labeled, right?
Is it? Okay.
However, museum is, you don't see it anymore.
Pull the trigger.
You flip it. The museum will start to shift. As it comes out, you see the display cases here and there. The area that you currently smash several automatons as their corpses or disassembled bodies start to rise out of the floors. You watch as 1 or 2 pieces fall into the cracks.
I look around for a key.
Sure, make an investigation check.
One that looks similar to the other keys.
But purple.
It's up to you, bud.
The key behind
That one.
slaughter.
Okay, 5. Bedisa can look.
There you go. Yeah, Bedisa with her amazing wisdom score.
It's better than me.
She rolled a natural 20.
All right,
It's
so
better than me.
got a couple things going on here.
She's like, I got this.
Icarus,
Yeah.
you walk over and you see something that catches your eye. It looks like a pair of wings but for perhaps a future outfit of an automaton. And you're kind of caught up in as you open the display case freely, just messing with it. And Nestani, as you walk over, you see what appears to be an ancient tiara and jewelry set, reminiscent of the ancient Arxen Empire.
This is really pretty. Where'd you get it from?
Bedisa walks around. You're looking for a key? You just hear, I found it! It was in this one. She kind of points towards a very early version of the automaton.
Just like still. Like,
What do I do with it?
Oh, I can put it in the bag.
Okay, take it.
Alright, so now we just have to get to the ballroom and get our last key.
Say, as you flipped it back to the museum, another doorway towards the north opened up.
That's where we need to be for the ball.
It's on the northern wing.
Let's go!
As you go, door's locked.
Brown key.
You take up the brown key. Opens up.
I knew it. I'm smart.
As it opens, there is no ground in this hallway. And as you look down, there's nothing but the pylons just lining the
I'm gonna
bottom.
like reach in and. No, wait, I'm technically in the room. What do I do?
Do what?
Flip the switch.
You want to flip the switch? You flip the switch and the door starts to close on your hand. You pull it out.
No, it's not a minute.
And then it switches back. Let me double check something.
I switch back.
You guys have been flipping the switch a few times. And as you flip it back quickly, I hope,
Yes.
you hear from somewhere in the dining room.
Dining room is connected to the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
As well as the library. Well, used to be.
Did it get through the library?
Library doors are wonky. They could technically pry its way in, but I think they're in the little hole in the ground.
So
at
we
least
are
they would
now,
be
we're in the
immediately
museum,
noticed.
Mm-hmm.
The
which
door.
has...
You see the doorway. It is a kind of hallway with no floor.
Is there anything on the walls nearby?
There are panels.
How wide is the hallway?
It's about a good, like an average 6 feet.
And what's on the other end of it?
Another door.
What's the dial? Done the dial yet?
We haven't played with the dial.
Yeah, what's the dial do?
You turn the dial.
Is it labeled? Does it have...
There looks like there's 3 switches on it.
Should I maybe not do the dial while we're in a room where the Titan is like right on the other side of the door?
What's the
Okay,
dial
so what
on
else
now?
do we do?
What are their doors? So it's
It's just this door.
just this door.
Yeah, museum opens up only the northern entrance.
There's not any panels on the side. Okay, so in the hallway, there's no the panels.
I'm prepared.
I didn't know if there was any switches or anything that we could flip to bring the floor up.
It doesn't appear to be.
What is the other option?
If we
No floor. Floor.
brace against each other's back while pushing our legs off of the walls.
You have wings. Why don't you just unlock the door?
This would be pretty cramped for
Might
my
be a bit hard for
wingspan.
a bird to fly through a 10-foot wingspan.
Can't fly sideways.
Like side hopping through? That's dangerous.
We could also try that. Go from wall to wall. We could brace against each other.
Why don't you guys just wall run?
How
Yeah,
far
I'll
is
do
the
it.
drop to the pylons? Like you said, no floor. Like, are we like up in the air? What are we doing?
It's kind of like this place is built up pretty high.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a significant drop to where the pylons
So like
are.
a death fall.
It looks like
Don't
it.
fall.
Yeah, you watch as Bedisa like takes out a rash and like tosses it in. You watch as it goes and then.
Is there anything in the museum that might be of use to help with this?
Bedisa looks back at the wings.
Is there a really long plank?
On the floor, like the floorboards.
Do a colossal titan check.
seems like walking around in circles in the dining room.
Okay, what else? If I look at the layout, is there another way to get to that end of the room, or of that wing of to get to go?
To get to the other side?
Yep.
You see several telescopic bridges. However, you do not have access to them, or you haven't found access to them.
So the width of the room is, the hallway is how big?
6 feet. 50, 60 foot hallway. But there appears to be a door at the other end, very similar to the one you had to unlock.
So the real puzzle is trying to get past this.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we're missing something in our puzzle, and that's why it's not happening.
Are you?
I feel like, yeah, so...
If we want me to try the dial, I can, but
I don't know if it's necessarily the dial, I just don't know what we're missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rooms have switched and it's gone all according to plan until this point. This is the only time we haven't had a floor. So we could just be missing something.
we're either underthinking or overthinking something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
We're
Wings and what was
notorious
the other
for
thing on the
taking
wall?
forever with puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
There's another campaign where it took at least 3 hours to do a simple puzzle.
What was the other thing besides wings on the wall?
There's the wings. There's examples of early robotics from Kenzoku. There's also little small displays on the Ethereum cores. Just kind of, a broad spectrum of what this industry provides.
Is there anything to do with climbing?
How wide are the wings?
Mr. Kenzoku, did we do something wrong here?
There's no response.
Pretty wide.
I wonder how many people have gotten to this point and they figure it out, or if we're just stupid.
Well, the other corpse was in the bathhouse, so we're doing pretty good, supposedly.
Yeah.
Well, the
Unless they all fell
corpse
to
in
the
the
floor.
bathhouse also had this marked.
Yeah.
They were in.
Mm-hmm.
Play with the dial. I don't know.
Play with the dial. Let's go back in the big room, I guess.
Playing with the dial.
Yeah, play with the dial.
Wait. Let's stand on the workbench and be ready to drop it if we need to.
Okay.
Okay. You do. And as you play with the dial, you flip it all the way down. And you watch as the 3 turns into a 1. And then you hear as you look around. You don't see anything in the museum that's changed.
I'm gonna
As you
peek
look,
into the doorway.
a bridge has formed.
Yay! I'm going over.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, as you walk over, the door is locked.
Purple key.
Yep. You put in the purple key. Door opens.
Can we go through and change the dial back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you enter, you are now in the observatory. And something immediately catches the both of you off guard, as this is probably the 3rd time you've seen this observatory. A very, very large-scale version
My second time.
of an observatory deep within the ground. 2nd time for you, yeah.
Yeah.
1st time seeing it complete.
Hey, this looks familiar. I look for maps.
Yeah, you go around looking around. Make an investigation check.
I just want maps.
I'm also gonna look around.
I've been collecting maps recently.
Did you build this?
Yes. Impressive, is it not?
What'd
It's
you
very
say?
impressive.
It
I'm a big
is.
fan of the stars.
Got 14.
14.
Yeah, just looking for maps. Got maps of hell. Might as well get some other maps. Me a
Alright.
map collector. Could be my
As,
side hobby.
You look around for maps. There are many charts of the stars of here. Seems that these have been made using the observatory here. The large kind of lunar tracking apparatus kind of decorating the center here. You see that many of the charts tracking the moon.
Are there any maps that are like he had a map and it showed some of the lighthouses? Are there any similar maps that show the other observatories or whatever?
Does he have trackings of what the moon looked like last night?
So yeah, there's many charts and trackings.
What's the moon like right now?
Just looking at the apparatus.
Sure.
The moon rotates around the room. There's a sun, and then there is a large kind of black disk. And you look as the black disk is now almost fully behind the moon.
How many days until an eclipse?
Like, is that?
Make a survival check.
That's actually a really good question.
Make a survival check. Good question.
Why is that something we haven't asked yet? Thank you.
I
Grandpa.
will use my inspiration.
3.
It's worse than that.
21.
21.
22.
22.
Man, I feel like it's something where
Bad
the
math.
secret whisper, but I feel like, looking at it, you're no stranger to the stars,
We're
to
no stranger.
the moon, to the cycle of seasons and harvest, and looking at all these charts that you've picked up, as well as tracking the movement. I mean, it seems to be rapid. As you look for the next eclipse, you surmise it's, by the estimates of the charts, it should be coming almost a year early.
Now, are these discs on pivoters?
Mm-hmm. They seem to be slowly moving.
Can I move the pivoters
They're
manually?
way up on the ceiling.
Oh, there's no cranks or nothing.
We're looking at a lunar eclipse.
A lunar eclipse, yes.
Oh, not solar, lunar.
No cranks or nothing.
There are many kind of little cranks here and there, but you're not really sure which ones do what.
I want to try and play with it to make that happen.
Okay.
And I would like some help from a friend.
I will help.
I'll help.
Bedisa. I choose Bedisa.
Okay.
I choose Bedisa.
Go ahead and make a... To try and get it to what you want to do, which is altering the...
This is just tracking it. I'm trying to speed it up to make it look like the
Like, have you ever seen
lunar
Avatar?
eclipse is there. That's
He's
exactly
seen
what
that.
I'm following. That's what I've been
Took
doing.
me a second. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do. Make a survival check.
Okay.
So,
Help me, Bedisa.
when is the lunar eclipse supposed to be happening then? If it's a year early, when is that mark?
Well, Nestani, go ahead and make a nature or survival check.
18.
18. As you're kind of moving the sun, moon, and the black disk around, I would say by the estimations of the charts, getting an accurate look, maybe a month or two before total lunar eclipse. However, what strikes you as strange is what happens next. As you continue to go, maybe by another couple months, all 3 line up.
Oh, a complete. Yeah. Oh, this is bad.
That was a 21.
21.
Survive.
The last lunar eclipse was a while ago, at the end of the winter season. Should be another one in a year or two,
Is there anything?
depending on where you are.
Is there anything important that has happened on the lunar eclipse in the past?
I would say for your people in general, eclipses of the lunar variety are very important days. After all, it tends to signify the beginnings of festivals, the good harvest or bad, depending on where you're from. The eclipses themselves are very prominent.
Let me rephrase. A lunar eclipse, has there been any major historical event to happen when a lunar eclipse is...
Make a history check. Would be a tough one.
Well, I was just gonna say, guys, this is really bad. Everything's lining up. and this moon's very delicate, dare I say, frail, and I think they're gonna try and steal the moon.
Yeah, thanks for
I
mixing
am
that
going.
with minions.
And that sun, I mean, that thing is, it's gonna be fall.
Yeah, what does that one mean? That's crazy.
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20. Thinking back to important events that happened on lunar eclipses. Well, the first one that comes to mind is the War of the Eclipse.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, huh?
That was probably the biggest one that has started on an eclipse many years ago. And started one of the, what is to believe the first continental war.
And that was in 831 in the first age?
I believe so. Should be the beginning of the timeline.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you have forgotten
Yeah.
history, but yeah, that's the start of written history is the War of the Eclipse.
Yep.
That's exciting. Man, if I had a gold piece for every time the leader of Cilicia killed the leader of Arxa on an eclipse and started the Continental War,
I hope it's one.
hopefully it's only one.
Hopefully it's only one.
I hope it's one.
Guys, all I know is that some real magical mumbo jumbo's gonna be happening. Think about it. We got framed. My whole world's been turned upside down. How can we find an observatory in hell, and then we find the exact same observatory going on, and then with the tracking and the eclipse, something's lining up, and people are putting us here for some sort of reason. What are we messing up for this big event that's gonna happen on the eclipse? Why are we getting in the way?
There was another
Something big's
observatory in
happening.
Coal Hall.
A third,
Not
third
across.
observatory.
I mean, it is also in Coal.
Something is happening here. We need to figure out, how do we relate with the moon?
I'm going
I
to
have a
just
question.
address the ceiling, and I'm very interested to know what you know about this.
I'm sure you are.
I have a question. Because the lunar eclipse is, and you know, the sky, the stars is very important to Arxa and Arxan history. The library back home, does it have a bunch of information about the moon
Yeah.
and the lunar eclipse?
Oh, yeah. Ares has a lot of information on that specifically. It's her specialty is night magic.
I'm gonna.
What?
You can just do it.
What?
I'll key you in. Hold on.
This is still spinning the wheel.
Bedisa. Bedisa. I'll go, while you're talking, I go, Bedisa. Bedisa. Wait. No, thank you. Thank you.
Are we done?
Yeah. I'm
She stands up and walks away.
No, I apologize. I should have told you to stop earlier. We had that
Sorry,
whole
what are we doing?
conversation. It's okay. It's okay.
She walks over. And
Let's look out for the Titan. Let's look out for the Titan.
she walks over and starts messing with this cast iron device on one of the desks.
I'll help her.
Yeah, sure. Go make an investigation check.
Y'all keep talking. We'll do a thing.
I
I'm
think,
sorry.
aside from observatories seeming to have good bit of information, if we need to be researching stuff about the lunar eclipse and everything the moon, we might have to either contact Ares or go to Arxa and get information. I'm not saying that's where the answer lies, but we might be able to find information. As much as
I seem to recall going to Arxa meaning certainly being imprisoned, if not death.
I'm aware, that's why I'm hesitant.
We can at least contact Ares about it
Well,
and
that's
see what she thinks and or can find out.
I was just thinking about something.
And he's turning the crank
I-
on this device, and you watch as a horn is kind of raising from the side of it. This is like, does anybody have a slice of bread?
Do I? I have rations.
Yeah. She reaches through her back and she takes yours and puts it into a slot. It's like, oh, it fits perfectly.
What was it, Rigby?
No.
You crank it and the bread slides out with a bunch of holes in it. A weird pattern.
Wow. Do we have any paper we could send through there? That's like creating like a star chart or something. I don't know. Cool holes, right? Yeah, we should do something with them holes and paper. Great job. Hand all the bread you got. Anyways, we don't know maybe what has happened, but to y'all more seems like y'all more plugged in with the politics. Me, always been a farm boy / murderer. Maybe we should think about what's coming up in the political world that could be lined up with the eclipse, because maybe we might not know the why, but we know the when now. Now we just gotta figure out the where.
Is there any Mizumi or Arxal political anniversaries coming up of knowledge?
Make a history check. It's a pretty niche thing for a princess in an isolationist country.
I would know about Arxal at the very least. I would hope. 17.
17. You knew. I'd say. I mean, there's winter festivals. There's last harvest festivals. There's the festival of dancing crystals down in Verhefe. There's many different events happening within the next few months across your country.
Mm-hmm.
Any marriages or anything?
When is the anniversary of my father's reign?
Ooh, good question.
Did he come in immediately after Kasha?
Yep.
Oh.
The anniversary of God. I think it's right here. Oh, Tootles. Where is my timeline with all my cheats? God is fairly recent.
As per tradition.
As per tradition. Yeah. He would have likely come into power. I don't want to say for sure because I don't seem to have it written down on this page, but likely around 300 of age of the second age.
So, the anniversary of his reign,
Mm-hmm.
is it coming up?
I would say he would have taken over in the winter, so you're about 6 months out.
From what's the number of how long his reign been?
The number of his reign for
I mean, if it was around 300, we're looking at
38,
130, yeah.
130.
138-ish, 139, maybe 140 if you're being generous.
Still, the anniversary of his reign will be coming up. Does that line up
That's
with
in 6 months.
6 months? Didn't know if that lined up with.
I think that thing's coming up like
with
2
the
months.
dials.
Yeah, that was coming up like 2 months. Something like that.
Dials are a bit hard to predict exactly. They're not like measured out and telling you exact information, but
Right.
by how many revolutions you've been making, you can surmise a couple months at least.
Okay.
What about the War of the Eclipse started?
What do you mean?
Like
The
when
anniversary
in
of that?
the year? Yeah.
That would have happened, or the eclipse, would have started in the winter.
Okay. So kind of the same thing then, huh? And then here's the good news is from what I can tell. Wait. Well, there's that. What's the math on that? Nah, that's like 40.
Bedisa is putting more flat items into this object and
Or-
turning it, and you watch as they come out with holes punched in them.
Different holes? Same
Different
holes?
holes.
This year is the
It's-
40th anniversary of
And it's bread slice size?
She had a bread slice. She's taken out some parchment.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to, put those in the bag after we're finished.
Okay.
Who's the oldest person we know?
Me.
Really? You? Who's the oldest person you know?
your dad.
My dad.
Or Murtaz.
Or Murtaz. Murtaz has been alive since
Murtaz
my
is
dad
pretty
could remember.
ancient.
Maybe we should give an old trip to Murtaz.
Well,
You
Talk
want to
about-
die?
Who's he?
He also
Mertens
doesn't know much.
Is one of the advisors for my family.
And who's your family? A bunch of old people.
Dragons, yes.
So it's like I know my grandma's pretty frail. So
Do you remember when we were in hell? The
I do
cult
remember
that.
that.
As this conversation's going on, you hear, I remember when my grandma was pretty frail, and Bedisa, she takes the parchment, and as she's kind of moving it, she starts putting it in reverse, and your conversation that you've been having starts playing through the horn on the side of this device. Sorry, that was really cool.
it's a conversation recorder. You ever seen like a record?
You
Not
ever
like a
seen
parchment
like a
record.
You ever seen like a wreck? She
When-
just keeps moving it back.
Bedisa. We're good. Thank you. Give us a second. I mean,
Yes.
Damon's cult.
The one he was obsessed with.
Yes.
What about them?
What was it called?
The
hurt my feelings.
I know the architect was like the main big person for it.
Right. So
The Rightful Divine. I remembered it.
we're pretty much at about the 40-year anniversary of them being fought in a battle for the continent of Oshan.
Okay, I'd like to look around the room for anything that might have similar holes, but
But
we
this is
not.
way ahead of you.
Okay, cool.
She's gone,
yeah.
she's rummaging through crates and holds up this kind of copper disc.
Let's play it.
Throws it to you. Make a dex check.
Can I intercept it?
Yeah, make a check.
And
Yeah,
he
make
ma-
another
he
dex.
Contesting decks. Oh
Straight
no, I just
check
got
or a
one. I just
save?
got one.
Check.
That one.
11.
Icarus leaps! Hits the floor! As catch it.
I'm gonna look for anything involving the Rightful Divine while they're having their little football game.
I can help too sometimes.
Wait, we established sports teams earlier. I forget what that lore was.
Yeah,
But
there,
we had
there are
the,
sports teams
there
in
was the
Silesia.
Basilica Eagles, I think it was.
Basilica Eagles.
Yeah, play it.
You put it in the
Right.
machine.
Yeah.
And just
Do I know how to put
Crank
it in the
that.
machine?
Oh, you
I
saw
Bedisa
Bedisa
doing the
messing
thing.
around with
yeah.
it a lot.
I just don't want to like crunch.
Yeah.
You put it in
yeah.
the machine, you crank that. Yo!
I hate you. You start cranking in
I
the
hate
opposite
you.
direction than when Bedisa was creating
I hate
bread
you.
graphs.
Yeah.
And you start to hear voices.
Same voice as the guy's voice.
Uh,
Different voices.
are you going to take a minute to listen to it?
I will.
I'm gonna take all the time to listen to it.
Alright, so you kind of get jumbles of conversation before eventually it stops and then gets on track. It's on. Now, explain again, please. I need to record the process. And then, there's a voice that I think actually everybody knows. As we've agreed, you have access to all of our data, as well as permission to enter any site without our jurisdiction. And in return, the first 20 automatons produced with this new insight, as well as a full, large-scale enhancement of Item 46. Define large. Largely above its intended use. We will begin the trial in 8 years' time. So that should give you plenty of space to construct a prototype as well as refine it. 8 years? I can likely do this in 2. I think you're missing the concept of scale we intend. As your new benefactor, I wish to push the limits of your capabilities. We have already agreed to your price. Now, build it to our specifications. A challenge. I accept, though I hope you don't mind if I indulge in multiple arrays. I wish to further my understanding. The terms are simple. Complete the construction by the deadline and speak of this to no one. Your loyalty will be more than compensated. Of course. A very generous offer. Good. I will return with further instructions when you've made some progress. The tape cuts off.
Is there a
Is
date?
there a timestamp?
Looking at the disc, yeah, that was about maybe a 9-year-old disc.
How does the
Oh, well, we're past that 8-year mark then.
Well, what happened 9 years ago?
What happened a year ago?
who is that? Paris? Who is that?
Yes.
Definitely Paris.
Well, how long's Paris been having automatons in her employ or something like that?
Do we? We don't have automatons, do we? Not in Cilicia.
Not that you've seen.
No.
What about the airships? How long have we had those?
The airships have been around since the last war.
Okay.
They were more introduced towards the end. But automatons introduced in a military setting has been largely Mizumi's prerogative.
Did the Champions Pursuit begin a year ago?
No, this was the 40th Champions Pursuit.
No, like this this latest run.
Oh, I mean, at this point, it's getting to be,
A year.
not quite a year.
So you said this was
About 8
about
months.
9 years ago.
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
So, what's the political situation right now? I know you guys got framed for murder, me included. You were framed for murder before that. Where were you framed for murder exactly? What kingdom?
Cross.
And does Horos have any disputes with Mizumi or anything? I would have heard of this.
Make a history check.
History check, probably bad.
I think so, right?
We'll see what history check.
Got a 10.
10? You know some basic
Basic
history. You know that Mizumi and Cilicia were once great allies at some point and tried to essentially take the land of Haras before it was Haras.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was tribal lands. And when Arksa united them under one banner, they pushed out both Mizumi and Cilicia.
That was a long time ago.
Super long time ago.
That was. Wait, hang on. I can.
But some basic knowledge.
Why was the war started in the first place?
About 600 years ago. It's a long time ago. Which war? The one that they were united against Ross?
Yeah.
I believe that was Eclipse.
Yeah, that was the War of the Eclipse. So
Interesting.
that war started
Very
in
interesting.
831 when Emperor Mori killed Queen Kasha of Arksaw. That was the War of Kohol, the First Continental War, also called the War of the Eclipse. And then 2 years later, Haras was attacked by Cilicia and Mizumi. 3 years after that, Arksaw freed Haras and made it its own kingdom.
Now this Paris, she's kind of a B word, right? Backstabber.
Yes.
And
Don't use I don't use those words often, but I'll use it for her.
backstabber,
Please
please. I have a wife and child. They're in hell, but still.
Sorry.
Oh, the font size is so much bigger on your letter.
That's
And-
Sorry, I've never looked at this before.
I'm sorry.
I think I did, but
And Paris is like dedicated to Cilicia.
to be fair, mine is from Silas.
What's
Yours is from
what's
like
Paris's whole deal? I
she
mean,
runs it,
she runs Cilicia.
essentially. She's officially the right hand of the sovereign.
Was there anything
Right hand of
prominent?
the sovereign, but she's really the one in control.
Was there
what we
anything
can
prominent that happened in Cilicia about 9 years ago, or 9 or 10 years ago?
And
Was there
What are you looking for?
anything significant in Cilician history 9 to 10 years ago?
Ooh, make a history check.
Involving
Yeah.
Garvia.
While he's doing that, do you have like a piece of paper and a pen I could borrow, like in-game wise? I'd kind of like to copy down the transcript.
I do. I have a journal that she
9,
keeps
10
all the
years ago?
information.
Okay, and then I was wondering if
Let's
we
see
could
what Icarus was doing
somehow
9-10 years ago.
sketch
Oh, don't do that.
sketch how the
Icarus
machine
was,
works.
Having a rough time, a rough go of it.
That makes
But
sense.
to be fair,
Yeah.
at least sometime in the past 9-10 years, I think the biggest thing Icarus can think of is the loss of the second Preceptor.
Not question. I'm stating, me and Rigby are taking out Nestani's journal and transcribing the message. on the recorder and also how the
Machine
machine
works.
works.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Dang, that is exactly 10 years ago.
What?
That sucks.
Guys,
That is exactly 10 years
It's
ago.
crazy.
That's exactly 10 years ago?
So, Nestani asks what happens 10 years ago in Cilician history, and Icarus just starts crying.
There. I'm sorry.
guys,
I forgot you were a war veteran.
I know we've been getting off track. We've been making good progress. We're a bit off track, and I think we still got some stuff to uncover. But I don't think we'll get it solved. But I think we've been doing some really good things here. But we can't sit around and do it. Not with our friends passed out in the library and everything. I think we got to get done with today and regroup with everybody and piece this together.
If that's not a coincidence, I hate you.
Who knows, man? Who?
I mean, you're
knows?
right. Before we go
I don't
onward,
think they know.
Are there coincidences?
there's never coincidence when Will is doing a campaign. You and I both know this.
Sometimes. It's a coincidence. that
Sometimes it's a coincidence that works in his favor.
Bedisa has knocked over 3 inkwells.
Is there anything in this room pertaining to the rightful divine?
Ooh, make an investigation check.
Which one?
That's crazy, man.
19.
19. Looking good about. No.
Anything architect?
You're not really too familiar with either of them.
Let me know when we're done
Didn't
with
know
this
if I like
room.
saw any
Yeah,
because we saw like the
I'm done.
symbol and
You done?
imagery. I didn't know if there's anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, they're done with the room. Bedisa, are you done with the room?
Yeah, can we flip the
still need
switch?
to- we still need to get to the ballroom.
Are you done with the room?
I think so. Wait, was the disc the only
I wanna
one
put it in
for
the-
the recorder?
I want to put it in the bag, though.
The disc?
Yeah. In the bag of holding.
I'll put it in the back of the
Take the disc and put it back on.
Is there any other discs or anything?
You go over and see that there's a box, and Bedisa has pushed it into the corner. You look in the box, and there's
Shards.
a couple discs that have been accidentally smashed.
Is the player mobile or is it stuck somewhere?
You trying to pick it up?
Is it heavy?
You tilt it. It's cast iron. It's real heavy.
How much can your bag hold? It's
If
holding
these-
everything.
If there, no, it has a limit. Also,
Oh.
if these are broken, we can't really.
Maybe we should make a machine later. That'd be like a fun little like we're at the beach, like trying to hide from everybody, trying to make a machine.
Weekend plans.
Yeah, we can plan.
Are we done?
Yes, we're done. Is there anywhere else that this observatory leads to before I flip the switch?
There's no other doors in the observatory.
Switch.
Sacred flame on the scrolls.
Switch.
No.
It's not a real flame. It's holy. It's a holy blast. As you switch,
This is all
you okay?
heresy. Science is the biggest
Do
heresy.
you need tissue? We're fine. Okay. Alright, so as you flip the
Nestani
switch,
takes out like her handkerchief and hands it to Icarus.
Science is the biggest heresy.
strange enough, as you say that, as the observatory begins to shift and change, the domed ceiling doesn't much differ from what it originally was. However, multiple tables begin to pop up, and you are encountered with maybe about 9 or 10 ancient automatons.
Ancient.
Like these
How
are like the
ancient?
little Kalimba boys that we saw.
One and the same. Disassembled, taken apart, sections of them hanging up on racks, their innards fully examined.
How ancient are the ancient automatons?
Do any of their parts look similar to the bodies of the automatons we took care of in the museum?
Make an insight check. Yeah. There is a base understanding between them. While the newer automatons seem to use less materials, as well as be more agile in some degrees, The ancient automatons are far more bulky. Their joints are covered. But just by looking at the innards, they're almost identical.
Interesting. Alright. Looking at the map that we don't have,
I will say, a door opens up.
Titan check.
It is kind of a... If you're looking back at the door you guys came in from, or where it used to be, it's a little to the left.
Titan check.
Titan check. Looking through the glass doorway, you see the Titan kind of moving in the museum.
The door leads to the museum?
The long kind of bridgeway back, you can kind of see through the glass panes the Titan is moving through.
Can I see that device?
Okay, so it's closed, but it's glass doors that have closed that we can see through.
So, okay, let me rephrase. You can see through. It's kind of like getting a weird angle. You can see through the side paneling of this new doorway.
Okay.
The new doorway appears to be one of those telescopic bridges.
so it's glass. So
It's
we're essentially
glass,
seeing
and you can
through.
see the original automaton's room connected to the museum. You see it moving through there.
Okay.
Oh.
So this is not the room that we were previously in.
No.
Are we able to enter that glass room?
Yeah, it's just open.
Room?
But
Yeah.
the Tom-Tom's in there.
The automaton is on, on the still in the central section of the manor.
We're in an exposed glass bridge through
Yep.
which we can see the automaton in different areas.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Bedisa is gone.
What was the room that we were...
And you watch, a panel opens up and Bedisa rises with the workbench. I really thought we were still doing that.
Oh shit.
We were, yes, we got distracted by seeing that. And I'm like pointing towards where the Titan
What?
was.
Wait.
It's just a bunch of rocks.
The cool rock?
Thank you.
They're glowing.
Glowing rocks.
They're glowing rocks.
I want one. It's uranium.
Here. She throws you. It's a little chunk of a very familiar Ethereum shard.
Pocketing that.
It's pretty cool. Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah,
pocket
we
my
should
shard.
pocket a
There's
good
just
bit of
carts of them.
Oh, cards.
Can we go down and pocket a bunch real quick?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
You go down. There you see several kind of racks of these Ethereum shards. Look like they're meant to power certain areas of the observatory here and there, used for replacement. But if you'd like to just pocket a bunch, you can.
I would like to
You
pocket a
know,
bunch.
just handfuls of AA batteries.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Sure. They're double A's, not tiny bombs. How much are each of you getting? They're fragile, so
How fragile?
like little glass vials.
like fragile or volatile?
Maybe both. You haven't broken one yet.
I'll tell you what. Instead of pocketing any, I'm just gonna get like a double handful,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna put that in the bag of holding when we go back up.
I would also want a double
Okay, you need a double
barrel. Yeah, I want to keep one in my hand though.
Okay. You do.
Yeah.
And you rise back up. Put
I will
yours
also
in.
keep one in my hand.
All right,
for
and
now.
you putting the other fistful in there too.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 2 fistfuls of vials, and each of you got 1, just to keep your hands warm. So,
Hand warmer.
there's
put
the
a lot of
glass
bombs in your bag.
telescopic bridge.
Where can we expect that to lead based on?
It seems that it curves around to the ballroom, but there are
Perfect.
2 rooms connected to it as well.
Let's go to the ballroom.
Go to the ballroom quickly.
So,
wanna
what's
meet
your
this guy.
dial set to again?
The dial.
Set to
2.
1.
1.
I believe it's 1, 2.
Got it. All right, so it is 1-1 now. So,
Right.
as you step forward into the kind of telescopic glass bridge, you pass by what appears to be another door, and kind of peering through this glass one, it appears to be boats, rails.
Shipyard.
Moving forward, you see what appears to be a more secure room. The walls are metal, and kind of just peering through this glass door, there's kind of a wire frame on the other side of it, but it appears to be a more industrial laboratory of sorts.
I want to check that out.
Later.
Got cool things.
We have to
in
go
it.
to the ballroom.
Alright.
You make it to the end of the bridge, and the door's locked.
Key.
Which key?
Blue.
We don't have a blue.
Brown.
Purple?
Check out the purple key, brown key, no, purple key, yes.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
I just
So, as you open up the ballroom, it's
Keychain.
not the most extravagant one. It's more
Keychain.
small for more close-knit groups.
Right, for smaller balls.
Smaller balls. There's a twin staircase that kind of goes up to a larger balcony, but for the most part, it is fairly barren.
Everybody look for a key.
Looking for a panel on the wall, something like that.
Yeah, you run around, make investigation checks.
6.
6,
5.
5.
4.
16.
The two of you run out, and
We start
Uh,
dancing.
yeah, I was gonna say you feel you kind of do a jump and then he slips, starts sliding a little bit, and Icarus slips, starts sliding too. Nestani, you look around, march up the stairs. Barren.
Alright, Bedisa, do your thing.
Dial.
Switch.
You take the dial. As you flick the dial, you watch as the telescopic bridge starts to move.
Switch. Switch is for rooms, dials is
The
for
ballroom
bridges.
Specifically.
Are you all going up where Nestani's standing?
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
are you just
To
in the
Nestani.
ballroom?
To Nestani.
Okay.
Guess we'll go up there.
Alright. So, Nestani, as you stand at the top of the ballroom, you flip the switch. The voice overhead. Ah. Well, let's see if you recognize this face. And you watch as 4 massive pylons open up beneath the ballroom. The floors begin to shift, opening up to kind of concrete, very hard, durable materials. Some metal plates. At the center of these 4 pillars appears to be a figure. They are slumped over, tied down to a chair. You recognize the dark, long hair of Isota.
Isota? Why did I say it like that?
And as Isota kind of looks up wearily,
I want to throw my Ethereum thing at the pylon.
Huh?
you throw it. As it flies towards it, there's an arc of a massive burst. Thankfully, just far enough away from you. But as the dust clears, nothing's changed. It seems the pylon got it before it even got close. And the voice in the intercom comes in once again. I see that we have moved into the final act here. So, let's make things a bit more interesting. Timers, pressure, the works. You watch as Isota's chair begins to rise a little bit more. And you watch as another pylon starts to drop from the ceiling. Slowly, the telescopic bridge outside moves and connects. You watch as the rooms over in the museum begin to shift. And you see the large figure get down and into the telescopic bridge. You have, I suppose, 1 minute. Best of luck. And as the pylon begins to drop down, and the Titan automaton begins to barrel its way to you guys. That's where we're going to pick up next time.
Of course it is.
Yep.
Let that happen next time, as they were doing a lot of bread making. A lot of lore questions, good questions too, as well as some interesting discoveries, I think. But, you know, we've been going for a while, and I think best save that for next time. Maybe the other players can join us, who knows? Maybe probably all still in France. Traders. A lot of them. But
France.
yeah, right? Right, British people? But before we go, you
Hey,
know...
thanks so much to all the British people for sticking around. 'Cause we
Yeah.
have so many British followers.
Yeah, It's our second
But
biggest.
whether you're British or not, go ahead and subscribe because you don't want to just leave things on this cliffhanger and then never see the video again.
If you
know?
can't be American, you might as well like them.
Yeah.
Join them.
And talk like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and don't forget to
Follow us on social media. At the Wayward 7.
follow us on social. Subscribe. We got more episodes coming.
Yeah, we do.
We got a whole.
And you
another
don't want to
Mansion
miss
episode.
them, so make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification
And
bell.
get
Just like
me
we
a
ring
hat.
that Liberty Bell.
Ring that Liberty Bell for democracy. And we'll see you next time on The Wayward